Oh. Oh, no. Jeez. Oh. Hey, everybody. It's Rick with the Playthrough Man channel again. We are going to continue with our playthrough on SnowRunner here. I'm laughing, and I popped a little bit ago simply because I sat down, I got ready to knock out Black River, I jumped in, I hit record, and I went for an hour and a half. And then I never turned on the microphone. That's right. I didn't turn off the mic or turn on the mic. I didn't turn on the game audio. Just, an hour and a half of me just like a 70s karate movie, man. Just get ready for the weird voiceover. All right. So here we are. We are at the two trailer parks that are in the very southern central part of the map. A couple little bit of admin things we need to do before we pick up completely Wet Harvest and then go and take care of Steel River, which are the only two remaining tasks or contracts left on the Black River section. So the first thing we need to do, though, before we get on to those things, we need to attach up to this fuel trailer. We're going to drag that along, and we're going to build ourselves a trailer train. The second part of the train is going to be this little low boy. Well, it's not that little. We're going to get this low boy connected. Once it is connected and I'm done screwing around with the handbrake, then we're going to get rid of the cement that's on there. So attach your trailer, go down to unpack cargo once you've got the trailer hooked, and then remove cargo, and that gets rid of the cement. We don't have any need for that in Husky or Wet Harvest in Steel River Supplies. So now it's off to build the train. When you're building a train, as I'm sure I've mentioned a couple of times, you want to make sure you set yourself up for success right off the bat. So just line her up as best you can. Hopefully you have a trailer like this with a single connection point in the back. That makes things a whole lot simpler. Otherwise, just connect to whatever's there. If you have one that connects in the corner, just keep an eye on that back trailer because it may get a little wonky on you as you're dragging it along. The single points in the back make things a whole lot simpler, boy, let me tell you. So now once you got the thing all cinched up, let's head to the garage and sell off the fuel trailer. Having done that, now we're ready to deal with Wet Harvest. Now, Wet Harvest is going to require that we pick up bricks ×2 and a metal beams ×1. That's 4 slots. So we kept the low boy just so that we could load that up and still keep the back end of our taiga free. So load up your bricks, load up your metal beams, and then that's all that's left is to go head down to the lumber mill and pick up our wooden planks. Now, as I spin around here, you may notice that the trailer's gone. I dropped that off at the farm just to make things simpler. So it's up to you. If you want to drag it all over the map, be my guest. You play your game, however you want to play it. I really didn't feel like dragging that thing all over creation, so I was headed towards this direction anyway. Figured I would just drop it right where it is, and that made things a whole lot simpler. So we'll attach the low boy and get that drug into the sale point or the cargo point on the farm. And this is basically going to be the last time we visit the farm over at Black River. I paused there so in case you need a tissue, you can go get one. All good? Okay. So we'll go ahead and sell sell off. We'll go ahead and drop off our cargo here. That takes care of bricks ×2. There we go. Wooden planks tends to disappear, so you may have to pop back up and grab that. Hello. There we go. And then metal beams disappears as well. And boom, there we go. 420 stars, $3,800. And that one's done, which automatically loaded up Steel River Supplies for us. Steel River Supplies dictates that you take consumables ×2, so we pick those up at the farm, and then wooden planks ×2, so here I am picking up a sideboard trailer, which I will then drag all the way back down to the lumber mill. And this will be, well, I mean, it might be. There's a point it's in Smithfield Dam where I think it's better to come back to the lumber mill here in Black River than it is to try to mess around, but we'll get to that, don't worry. Wooden planks ×2 in the back, and off we go to the town storage. And again, we've been here a few times already, so cut out the drive for you. Simply drag your cargo in. Now, what you don't see is I take the, once it's empty, I take the sideboard trailer in the back down to the very close trailer store and sell that thing off, and then head back to pick up the fuel carrier trailer, which we're going to do right now. This is a trailer I know we've passed quite a few times. I don't know why the game decides to say, hey, this is a new trailer for you, here's 30 stars. But it did, so we'll take them. Apparently I never got close enough to really trigger that. I don't know. But either way, we'll connect up to the trailer. Very simple drive over to the town storage. You can take the shortcut through the drilling site, or you can take it through the lumber mill one more time. It's up to you. But either way, once we drive into the cargo spot, that ends Steel River Supplies. 260 stars, $2,800. All we have left are two little tiny old trailers that we got to go after. Up in the north is a Scout flatbed that's sort of buried in a little housing area. Below that, we've left our fuel trailer, and then we'll drag those to the garage. Okay, guys, that's it. We have made it back to the garage in Black River. We have the fuel trailer picked up. We have the flatbed trailer picked up and dragging it along in a little Lodestar train. You'll notice that I've moved every vehicle off the map. Now, there's a reason for that. What we need to do is get set up for the move to Black River, or from Black River to Smithfield Dam. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to sell off the fuel Scout, or Scout fuel trailer. Then we'll drag the flatbed over to us and connect that, sell that off, just like so. And there we go. Now what we need to do is get set up for the transfer over to Smithfield Dam, which is why I've pulled every truck into the garage and retained it. You can make the drive back across to Smithfield if you want. I'm really not in the mood for that kind of driving. I've been driving all flipping morning, and I'm kind of done with the driving thing at this point. Have had other troubles with things, and my patience is very thin. So there we go. So when you're in Smithfield Dam, I also forgot to mention one other thing. Let's move this guy to the garage. The first time you go to Smithfield Dam, go get the garage, because if you don't, then this isn't going to work. Okay, you have to go into the garage, go out of the garage, then go over to the whatever that thing's called, the depot where you pick stuff up. So either way, I've now done that. So we'll put this guy and retain him. And if you notice, when we go into truck storage, all of our trucks are there. The Con, the Taiga, the Kolob, the Scout, all that stuff is buried in there along with the Navistar. So we are now ready to go to the global map. And if we look at the global map, we have Smithfield Dam, which is open because we've been there, and garage is opened because we've opened the garage off screen. You can get to Island Lake from 2 points. You can get there from Smithfield Dam, or you can get there from Drummond Island. You can get to Drummond Island from Smithfield Dam or Island Lake, but you can't get anywhere except Smithfield Dam from Black River. Okay, so those little lines, but that's what we're talking about there. So either way, garage is open. Let's go ahead and move on to the garage. Just like so. So I screwed up again, as I may have already mentioned in the intro. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I haven't even recorded that again yet. Hit record. Didn't look to make sure the mic was on. Didn't look to make sure the game sound was coming through. Just hit record. Boom. Hour and a half for recording. And I look up and went, son of a... And that's what you see back at the beginning. So we're not going to talk about that anymore, okay? Truck storage. Let's go ahead and we're going to deploy the Lodestar. Go to our next slot, and we're going to deploy the Kolob. Next slot's going to be the Taiga, I believe, or the Scout 800. Okay. And our final slot will be the Taiga. Again, we're leaving the Con, we're leaving the Navistar 5000 because yeah. So let's take a look at this map. We spent a little bit of time looking at this before. Service hub, that's what I was trying to remember. But there's a few things that we need to take care of, and we can take care of those with the Lodestar. There's a roadblock right off the bat. I mean, you can't even get out of the garage without getting into a roadblock. So let's get the Lodestar out of the garage. It's the same garage that we were messing with at Black River. So if you know that one, you know this one. We are going to pick up a small 2-slot trailer. There are 2 types, the Scout flatbed or the small Scout flatbed. See how it has ×2 and ×1. We want the ×2 because we need to take 2 pieces over to open up a rock slide that's basically blocked off an exit from our garage. And we don't like that very much because that keeps us from doing good stuff, so we'll take care of that right away. So the very first thing you do when you're ready to play on Smithfield Dam is get rid of this thing. As you can see. You can try to go around it. I don't suggest it, okay? So we'll show the task, rock on. We need to accept it. And then we need to start tracking it. And we need to service spare parts ×2. Luckily, we do not have to drive all the way to Black River. They gave us spare parts, if you remember, over at the service hub, which we kind of ignored. Sorry, Christmas tree. But now we're going to pick those things up. This is an excellent time in the game to put your Scout to a test. Whatever Scout vehicle you're running. This is a beautiful time to do it. It'll help you get used to driving if you're not already used to it. Although, by the time you get done with Black River, you should be pretty solid. But who knows? Maybe a little bit more practice is required. Certainly I don't have it nailed down, as you've seen countless times. Oh my god. So we will pick up our 2 service spare parts. Cargo management, as always. No, not on the loading platform. Dang it. Wish I'd pay attention to that better. Alright, we'll clear that off later. Circle back from a wolf grip, whatever that means. There is a timed something that we can pick up. I have never done it, so we'll leave that contest behind, but there is a task that we want to grab while we're here. So we'll sneak our way into that, pick up that bad boy. More fuel. Alright. Local farmers have been pulling long hours to get their properties cleaned up. They're making progress, but they're burning through fuel. Can you haul another tank over to their private facility? Yeah, sure can. Not a problem, but we're not going to do it just yet because we can't even get there. Well, not true. Whoa, what are you doing? We can get there, but the route we're about to open up makes that a whole lot easier. Unless you would to get adventurous, you know. I'll drive by an area where, I mean, we're going to get adventurous anyway, but not at the moment. Not at the moment. So one thing I always do when I come out of the garage is I forget where the entrance to the road back to the Smithfield Dam entrance is. It's right here. I just forget it's there. I don't know why I drive past it all the time. If I do that going forward, I'll apologize right now. I'm old and I forget things. It just is what it is. So piece it together, piece it together. Good news is this is about to get opened up. Cargo management. All right, beautiful. So if we continue down that road, I'll take that, thank you. If we continue down that road, that'll take us down into that mucky area that you can see. There are farms buried up inside of there. But there's one more thing that we need to worry about, and that's quite a ways down the road. Now, you see these cones up ahead? That's the adventurous route, okay? Because this guy only has all-terrain tires, I don't really want to get too adventurous with him just yet. So, we're going to avoid the adventurous route, sort of. And we're going to do a little bit of exploring on this map, which we have not done much of. Exploration is a big deal when you get onto a new map. It unveils tasks, and contracts that the game might not otherwise show you. You will at some point eventually pick up on them, but scouting gives you a better idea of how the how the land lays, how the area runs, what kind of vehicles you might want to do in certain parts of the map. I know Black River like the back of my hand, even though there were times where it seemed like I don't, but I do. Smithfield Dam, I'm probably about 60%. So I didn't spend a whole lot of time messing around with exploration on Black River. This one we're going to. So this is our fuel station. It's probably, I think it's the only one there. There's a task that we need to deal with. This is the Preacher's house. Lost Trailer is a task that we need to pick up. So we will. A little bit more homesteading going on in this area of the map. A lot more damage too. These roads are ridiculous. We're going to get into a muddy area here in just a moment that makes Black River look like somebody just spit on the ground. This is such a pigsty in through here. That is the worst muddy part in this particular section. Now, there are far worse muddy areas, and we're going to go through them. Don't get too excited that I'm skipping over something here, because it's not a big deal. Now, as you see, we got another roadblock just up ahead. We're going to get through this muck. Come along, come along, come along, come along. The all-terrain tires are much better than the highway tires, but they're certainly not getting the job done on this run, let me tell you. Okay, so the long way is another roadblock that we need to clear out. This is one you can go through, okay? But, boy, we're not gonna. You can go around it, but with the trailer on board and this particular truck, if you squeeze your way through, you can sort of see where a path is forming. It's okay to a point, and then it's really, really difficult to drive through that. So I'm going to go ahead and make a run back up to the service hub so we can get 2 more spare parts, and then I'll pick you back up here at this mud hole facing the other direction. Back in a minute. So one thing I should have mentioned, it burns a lot of fuel going back and forth, as I'm sure you guys already know. The Lodestar has its own fuel tank, but we're about to do some serious exploration through here. So we're going to go ahead and refuel while we're at the fuel station. And that way we're not going to get hung out in the middle of nowhere. Theoretically. The idea, of course, is to try not to run out of fuel at all. But it's starting to get dark, as you can see. And we got a decent load on the back of this thing. As far as the scouts are concerned, it's a decent load. And we're burning some fuel, especially when we get hung up in the mud. So we'll just blow past this one's house, Preacher's or Boatman's house. I don't know what this is. Somebody's house, whatever. I'm getting my maps confused mentally again. Let's turn some lights on. That mud pit we can avoid. This next one's not so much. And this is a very dark map at night too, because it's very closed in. But you'll get through it. Winch is your friend. End of story. Dropping in below. Diff lock will help some, but won't be tremendous assistance. See if we can pop another tree there. That'll help. There was a good winch point. Alright. Get it into auto. Ooh, that might have been a little premature. That's okay. Climb, baby, climb, baby, climb. Boy, those mud tires would be a whole, or off-road tires would be a whole lot bigger help. Cargo management. There we go. Now, I am definitely going to come back at this point, and I'm going to come back. Actually, you know what? Never mind. We're not going to do that. 160 stars, 1,500 bucks. We got a surprise down the road here. I was thinking of jumping back, dropping the trailer off, but I got a surprise for you coming up around the bend. This is a very tight spot, very tippy. I don't know why. Vehicles love to tip over right here. Probably because of that humongous dip in this mud. But as we round our corner, we're going to see a very familiar old friend come into view. And I think we're going to add this one back into the fleet. Because the more I think about it, I believe the better tires are now available for this guy. And the scouting may be handled a lot better with him. But right here he is. Our good old friend. The Chevy CK1500. And he's free. We don't have to pay for him. So why don't we do that? Why don't we go ahead and just stop the engine. We will change trucks, and then we'll drive this, or we'll get this guy back to the garage where he's got a really fouled up gearbox, it looks like. That's okay. And he's got fuel, so that's all right. But driving him would be a nightmare, so we'll just recover him back. And now we'll get into the customization mode. We've pretty much already done this, so I'll just kind of blow right through this stuff. Okay. This guy's now ready to rock and roll. We'll advance time just a bit. Get into our morning run. Since we don't have our lights. But this guy is now officially ready to explore some. So I mentioned a little bit ago that there is a very risky way to get down. And if you punch into where those cones are, then there's a very risky way to get down the mountain. We are atop the mountain, by the way. Let's go ahead and dive through the cones, and we'll see how risky this really gets. Plus it gives us an excuse to play with the mud tires. Let's turn our all-wheel drive on. That'll help quite a bit. Mud tires just chewing up the mud. That's good. I like to see that. So, if you follow the path, you're going to see these... Ouch. You're going to see these rocks crop up. If you just get rolling and just let it roll, you'll do far less damage to your truck. And oh boy, is this guy bouncy. I forgot how bouncy this guy is. Jeez Louise. Just goosing the gas a little bit. Just a bump and a bump and a bump. Alright, and now, as you see, there's a path. The path leads straight down to a Y. And if you go to the left, you'll be at our gas station. If you go to the right, you'll end up at our farm. And a watchtower is just around the corner here. So let's pick that guy up real quick. There it is in all its glory. This path is nothing but mud highway, man. Mud highway. Alright, launch observation tower. Yep. So we actually got an upgrade that we found. That's cool. What else did we get? New objective, hungry workers. Not a big deal. That one's actually fairly straightforward. And that's pretty much about it. Now, our signs tell us that there's a dam down the road a ways and a tunnel. Let's go see. We know where the tunnel is. Let's go see where the dam is. If we bail through that road, we will end up down on the water. But we're not ready. I'm not ready to deal with that mess just yet. Coffee hiccups, sorry. So we will plow on through our muck and our mess. Oh my goodness, this is such a trial. Low isn't going to help us a whole lot here because we don't have the diff lock yet. It's one of the few upgrades that we did not get for this truck. Let's see if we can climb up on the sides. Maybe that'll help a little bit, even though this thing's tippy. Helping some, not a ton. Oh goodness, get up there. Thank you. Alright, then we'll gingerly climb some rocks here, hopefully not tip over. Beauty. Okay, made it out of the mud bath. Although our truck is now definitely covered up. That's fine. That's what they're for. This will dump us off right next to the farm. And it'll also take us to an area where we need to build a little tiny bridge if we continue down to the left or to the south, really. Get out of that mud pile. Okay, this muck is nasty and disgusting. This little path takes you to a road to the garage. Going straight up will take us to an upgrade, which we're going to grab. I believe that's the one we just discovered. This is the farm co-op. There's a whole bunch of farms in one general area here. More to the south, or to I guess that's east. Sorry, excuse me. We need to make a climb because there's an upgrade we want to grab. I believe it's another engine upgrade, but I can't remember off the top of my head. So let's kill this cat with some curiosity. This is not a tremendous climb. The Lodestar makes it no problem. The Taiga makes it no problem. The Chevy should make it without any kind of issue. The Scout International will make it as well, but it does tend to fall over a lot, as I continue to mention. There you see the insignia pop up. Get her climbing, get her climbing, get her climbing. Let's see what this is, because I really don't remember. Yep, it's an engine upgrade. Not available for this truck. Alright, let's see what others. So the Chevy, the Scout 800, there's an engine upgrade there, and the Ford F750. The F750 is available in the Yukon, if I remember correctly. Maybe, yeah, I think it's the Yukon. But we haven't gotten there, and we're not going to just yet. So that's good. I don't think that truck or that engine is better than the one we've got. So we'll just dive back on down the mountain and watch this thing bounce like crazy. This is just like when we go down the adventurous path. Oh boy. She gets to bouncing like crazy, and you just kind of goose the gas to get it back down. And I think we're into a safe area now. Yay, good. Okay. So now we're going to go south, and we're going to go take a look at that dam. Whee. Sure we are. The thing to remember, though, because we have the big mud tires on this truck, when we get onto the asphalted areas, this is not going to perform so well. Luckily, there aren't many asphalt areas on this map, so paving is sort of a lost art in this part of the map, so for this area. When we have a larger truck, one that can really deal with that deep water that is filling up this area, we'll dive back and take a look at the farmland area. I don't think there's anything really to pick up task-wise. So we'll continue our cursory search. More of the farm co-op. See, big silo in the back there, or water silo anyway. This road will also take you to the back woods areas. However, there's a task up ahead that we want to grab in this little trailer area. Threatening accident. Has the whole town gone loony? A driver managed to drop a whole cargo of fuel in the river. I've since fired him, but I got a bunch of barrels floating around the river that need hauling out. Okay, so this is the one when we were doing the crane. This is the task I mentioned that absolutely made me just want to quit. I tipped that trailer over so dang many times, it's not even funny. It's not even funny. This road will also take us down to a watery area. We're going to ignore that for now. We'll continue across to the dam. This is the asphalted area I mentioned. So the dam is a sharp, very sharp, and highly defended, I guess for lack of a better way to put it, 90-degree turn. So don't come through here barreling or you will fly straight into those barriers just like that. Or on the other side, you'll just more often than not plow right into one of those things. Yes, I did that on purpose. I did. I promise. If you don't hear me go, ah, crap, or oops, or oh, you know, something like that, then I probably did it on purpose. So just up ahead is the first warehouse. That is going to be off to our right. Down that direction is a huge lake. Thank you, camera. A huge lake and the muddiest, nastiest area ever discovered on any map, anywhere. I don't care who you are. Okay, it's probably not that bad. Here's a trailer store. We can pick up stuff to help us along the way. Since we're here, we're going to grab a fuel trailer, because there's really no other points other than our gas station to fuel up. So let's get our Scout fuel trailer. That ought to help the truck bounce around a lot more. If you take this spot down, that will take you to the opposite side of the water on the opposite side of the dam, and that's always good. This is a task we need to drag some wood to. I mentioned there may be a point where you want to run back to Black River Lumber Mill. It's for this, because the only other place you can get wood, let me get to the map, on this map, is way the heck down here. And it's nothing but switchbacks, and they drive me batshit crazy. So we may take a shortcut when it's time to take care of this task. Smithfield Bridge. We may take a shortcut and go back to Smithfield or Black River and pick up the wood there for this guy. Although, no, you know what? Forget I said that. I just remembered. Hold tight. Let's get across this nasty first. Plenty of winch points here. Don't worry if you're concerned that you're not going to connect to a winch point, or you might not make those poles or what have you. Don't sweat it. Winch points are everywhere, and if you absolutely have to, you can slap it into low 2, and while it won't help you a whole lot, it'll help you somewhat. So now we got connected up to that guy, which is what I was aiming for. Now again, forget what I said about the wood run, okay? Because, and I only found this out when my wife and I were doing the playthrough, and I was, oh my god, I was really irritated when I found this out. We're going to get through this muck, we're going to get through this yellow box. There'll be a little tiny dirt road that opens up just the other side here. And there's a trailer. Unfortunately, it's not a Scout trailer. Where in the heck are you? Oh, it's the other side of the house, sorry. Yada yada yada. Oh, since we're here, Unlucky fishermen. Yeah, they really are. They say fishing is supposed to be relaxing unless you manage to lose your truck. Go help that poor sap drag his rig out of the river, will ya? I'm sick of hearing him get weepy over the phone. Okay. Did I accept that? Never mind. A good indication as to whether you've accepted a task like that is, does the other yellow box show up? So, the other side of this little house is where, and you may have caught wind of it just a second ago, this little dirt road just here, hang a right, and we'll end up discovering this trailer anyway. But look, there's a trailer, a little lumber trailer, flatbed trailer, what have you, already loaded up with the wood that we need to finish that task. So do yourself a favor, drag the Taiga or something, whatever your truck of choice is, drag it down here, pick up that trailer, and then finish that task off right quick. That'll probably be one of the ones I do off the camera, or with just a really quick flashback, just cause. I mean, the drive is ridiculous. The repeating the drive doesn't make much sense anyway. So if we continue on the asphalt, that's going to take us to the windy switchbacky area. That would be this area right through here. We will end up getting a watchtower, but there is one place that I want to get to. It's this big nasty hole in the ground right here called the quarry. We're going to dive down there really quick, and that's where we're going to drop off the fuel trailer. And speaking of fuel, probably a good idea to refuel once we get the trailer where we want it. There's a point just up ahead here where the weeds and the trees converge and the path splits off into two areas, not this one heading down and not the one going, or this one right here I should say. Getting ahead of myself as I'm talking. This is where I usually drop my Scout fuel trailers. So let's go ahead and refuel. Scout fuel trailer Chevy. Now that we've refueled, we can detach the trailer. This becomes a nice little fuel point for us as we continue throughout Smithfield Dam. This is the quarry. You can take with a larger truck. You may want to consider going that direction to the north, or if you're really adventurous, you could try to punch straight down through there. Or you can take this windy road and try to do some heavy-duty cutbacks. But I gotta be honest with you, you're gonna be dragging a fairly decent-sized load down to here and a fairly decent-sized trailer out of here. So get familiar with the way the roads switch, okay? It'll save you a whole lot of anguish in the long run. Now, if you're really adventurous, you can just punch off the side and let the trucks roll down and, you know, pick them up, what have you. But I don't suggest that. I don't suggest that. Trucks don't bounce real well. Oh, goodness. Trucks don't bounce real well, except for this guy. This guy does nothing but bounce. I don't know how that guy didn't tip over. That was crazy. Down below, you'll see a... Oh, good night. No. No, 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 no. Oh, this is so horrible, because there are literally... There's no winch points here. Oh, this is so bad. Oh, my God. Well, let me continue with what I was going to say. I can't believe that. Dang it. Rescue. Down below, you'll see the front end scoop there. And that's the big trailer I was talking about that has the big load on it. You'll also be bringing another one down. I cannot believe this thing tipped over like that. That is just crazy. Knew it was going to. Again, appreciate everybody taking the time to take a look at this for me today. This is just the beginning of Smithfield Dam, but the good news is we've completely wiped out Black River. There is one other thing where we may have to head back. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head where I mean to go back with the lumber, but we'll get there eventually at some point. Don't worry about that. I'll get this Chevy rescued. We'll get the Lodestar down here to pick him up and get it back on his feet. Do me a favor, if you liked the video, if it helps you at all, go ahead and click the like down below. If you're not a subscriber, please become one. I appreciate that very much. Also, down below in the comments, you'll see or in the description, you will see a Facebook link. Click on that for me. Click the follow on that page that it takes you to. Playthrough Man Channel is the page on Facebook. Click a follow on that. I very much appreciate that as well. We'll catch you next time when we're going to do some more exploring, assuming the Chevy doesn't stay forever down. Thanks for watching.